Hi, I'm Deacon Mike Johnson. My home parish is Infinite Prague in Cheektowaga. Before re-entering seminary, I worked in many jobs in emergency services as a public safety dispatcher for the town of Tonawanda Police and Fire Department, but also for Twin City Ambulance, as well as American Medical Response, formerly Rural Metro Ambulance Service in Buffalo. A lot of people say that the reason that someone will often have a vocation is because they were asked. And the Diocese of Buffalo, back in my 7th grade year, had a called by name program. Basically, parishes were encouraged to submit names anonymously of people that they felt had a calling to priesthood, diaconate, religious life, and I was contacted by my pastor and then referred to the vocation directors, and they invited me to a retreat, and that's what really began my vocation story. To allow the Holy Spirit to guide me and where I am needed, to use my gifts and talents to minister effectively to the people of God, wherever I am, in parish ministry, in chaplaincy, whatever I'm called to do. Not so much proud moments, but it's, I think, the blessed moments that God gave me in diaconal ministry were the baptisms I was able to do. I did 3, and my first baptism was, I think, most memorable because it was for a friend of mine from college who had me baptize his son in Seneca Falls, New York, in the Diocese of Rochester. And not only did I baptize Eric, I was also asked to be his godfather, which was quite a blessing. And so to anytime, again, when I was doing ministry, engaged in ministry with the people of God, I think those are just those blessed moments. So whether that's serving as a deacon and proclaiming the gospel, whether that is doing adoration and benediction with the Blessed Sacrament, I think all those times just ministering to the people of God, baptisms, wakes, services, comforting people through that tough time. I think those are all just blessed moments that we have as deacons, but also now as priests, because our ministry of service as deacons continues into our priesthood. And that's what I'm most looking forward to, entering into priesthood, is just continuing to administer sacraments to the people of God, to be Christ's instrument, and to just serve where I'm needed. I found out that actually St. Maximilian Kolbe had the same hobby of being an amateur radio operator. It's also opportunity of ministry, but opportunity of service in the various organizations, the volunteer organizations I'm a part of, different veterans organizations like the American Legion, VFW, AMVETS, Catholic War Veterans, also in the United States Air Force Auxiliary Civil Air Patrol, but also the Catholic organizations I belong to, like the Knights of St. John, the Knights of Columbus. I just recertified as an emergency medical technician, New York State EMT. It is more challenging now to work on the ambulances because of my ministry that I'm doing, but I do hope that will translate potentially to police, fire, EMS chaplaincy in the future if I'm called to do that. And so also that I'm a United States Air Force veteran, having served in active duty from 1995 to 2000, and then in the reserves up at Niagara Falls Air Base from 2000 to 2003. And I finished my service as a Staff Sergeant, or E5, in the United States Air Force Reserve. So. The people of Western New York are just, it is really, Buffalo is a city of good neighbors. This Western New York community is just, anytime someone's having a hard time, anytime an area is having a hard time, people just rally around each other and support each other through everything in this area. It's so beautiful to see in this community that we really are like a Western New York family. And I just really love that feeling of family in the Western New York area, and I'm so glad to now be ministering to the Western New York community.